In the summer of 1941, the German Wehrmacht seemed unstoppable, blitzing through Europe and launching Operation Barbarossa against the Soviet Union. Their Panzer divisions tore through Soviet defenses, capturing hundreds of thousands and racing toward Moscow. The German High Command was so confident, they believed the campaign would end before winter. But as autumn arrived, the advance slowed. Dirt roads turned to rivers of mud, and then the temperature plunged. German soldiers, unprepared for the Russian winter, faced a new enemy, General Winter. Temperatures dropped to -40 degrees Celsius, freezing men, weapons, and vehicles. The advance on Moscow stalled, not just from Soviet resistance, but as the Wehrmacht literally froze on the steppe. The story is often told as Hitler's army defeated by weather, but that's only part of the truth. The Soviets endured the same cold. The real disaster was a catastrophic failure in planning and logistics. The German army didn't just freeze, it was allowed to freeze by leaders who gambled on a quick victory and lost. The seeds of disaster were sown long before the first snowflake fell. The German High Command's fatal error was arrogance, born from rapid victories in the West. They saw the Soviet Union as weak, planning Operation Barbarossa as a short summer war. No winter gear, no plan B. Preparing for winter was dismissed as defeatist, so winter clothing and cold weather supplies were never ordered in sufficient numbers. The logistical effort focused only on a quick campaign, leaving the army exposed if the war dragged on. The Red Army, battered but unbroken, kept fighting, and the vastness of Russia made a quick victory impossible. As autumn arrived, desperate requests for winter supplies went unanswered. The system was already breaking down. The German High Command had planned for a sprint, but found themselves trapped in a marathon. Their gamble failed, and as the temperature dropped, millions of soldiers paid the price. The cost of hubris was about to be measured in frozen lives. The reality of their miscalculation was now undeniable. An army marches on its supply lines, and in Russia, those lines snapped. The Eastern Front's vast distances overwhelmed German logistics, designed for Western Europe's roads and rails. Soviet railways used a different gauge, forcing time-consuming transfers and delays. Autumn's Rasputitsa turned roads to mud, bogging down trucks and starving the front of food, fuel, and ammunition. When the ground froze, it brought new problems. Rail lines cracked, locomotives broke down, and water for steam engines froze solid. Supplies piled up far behind the front, unable to move forward. Soldiers at the front wore thin summer uniforms, running low on everything. The mighty Wehrmacht was paralyzed, not by enemy fire, but by its own broken supply chain. Even when winter gear was sent, it rarely reached those who needed it. The road into Russia became a road to ruin. The German war machine was being defeated by mud, ice, and distance. Logistics, not bullets, brought the advance to a halt. The German blitzkrieg relied on powerful machines, but in the Russian winter, technology failed. Tanks and trucks, built for temperate climates, seized up in the cold. Oil turned to sludge, steel cracked, batteries died. Soldiers built fires under engines just to start them, wasting precious fuel and risking enemy fire. Soviet T-34 tanks with wide tracks and diesel engines thrived where German Panzers floundered. Simpler, rugged Soviet designs outperformed the complex German machines. Weapons jammed, mortars froze, and hydraulic systems failed. The Wehrmacht's technological edge vanished in the cold. The Red Army's equipment, built for winter, gave them a crucial advantage. The German war machine, once unstoppable, was frozen in its tracks. The elements, not enemy fire, rendered their weapons useless. For German soldiers, the greatest threat was the cold and their own uniforms. Standard-issue gear, designed for Western Europe, offered little protection against the Russian winter. Leather boots with metal hobnails conducted cold, causing frostbite. Greatcoats became heavy and stiff. Soldiers improvised with straw and newspapers, but it was futile. In contrast, Soviet troops wore quilted jackets, fur hats, and felt boots, perfect for the conditions. Desperate Germans stripped winter gear from fallen Soviets just to survive. The difference in clothing was a matter of life and death. The German army was outfought, outdressed, and left to freeze. The cold inflicted unseen wounds. Frostbite, hypothermia, and disease ravaged the German ranks. Field hospitals, unheated and undersupplied, were overwhelmed by cold weather injuries. Amputations became routine, often performed with freezing instruments and little anesthesia. Evacuation was nearly impossible. Many wounded were left to die where they fell. Trenchfoot, malnutrition, and lice-borne diseases spread rapidly. The psychological toll was immense. Morale shattered as men watched comrades freeze. In some units, frostbite casualties outnumbered combat wounds. The German medical system collapsed under the strain. The cold, combined with logistical failure, became a silent, relentless killer. The German defeat in Russia is a brutal lesson. Logistics, not tactics, decide wars. The Wehrmacht's strength, its soldiers, generals, and weapons, meant nothing without food, fuel, and winter gear. The High Command's arrogance blinded them to the realities of geography and climate. They planned for a quick victory, ignoring the mud, ice, and vast distances. The cold didn't defeat the Germans alone. It exposed their unpreparedness. Soviet equipment and clothing, simple but effective, made the difference. The German army's logistical backbone snapped under pressure. Tactics win battles, but logistics win wars. A tank without fuel, a soldier without boots. These are the true causes of defeat. The road to Moscow became a graveyard for an army that forgot this rule. It's a lesson military planners study to this day, a chilling testament to the cost of hubris and poor preparation.